Has the Bible been changed? This is one of the main questions that Muslims might ask. They might say, like Zakir Naik, one of their experts, the Bible has been changed. It's not the same Bible that was in the days of Muhammad. Well, the Quran itself states that the book of the Jews, which is the Old Testament, and they call it the Torah, and the book of the Christians, which they call the Injil or the Gospel, is the Word of God that came down from God. They say that repeatedly in the Quran. And the Quran also states that the Word of God cannot be changed. At least 4 verses say very clearly. And if you really ask the question, there is not one verse in the whole of the Quran that ever states that the Word of God is changed. In other words, the Quran says that the law and the Gospels, the book of the Jews and the book of the Christians, is the true Word of God. So have they been changed? The earliest copies of the manuscripts we have discovered about the Old Testament is the Septuagint. It was a Greek translation of the Hebrew Old Testament written about 200 years before Christ, and it was the Bible that Jesus used, and it's the same book that we have today. Another source of manuscripts was the Dead Sea Scrolls, and in 1947 it was discovered at Qumran. Almost every book of the Old Testament was discovered there, all written before the time of Christ or at the time of Christ, and they're just the same as the ones we have today. For the New Testament, the earliest copies were from the 2nd century, and from 200 AD they found about 130 manuscript copies with verses from the New Testament, and they were found in Egypt. During the 4th and 5th centuries, there are at least 3 copies of the whole Bible. They were called the Codex Vaticanus, now kept in the Vatican, the Codex Sinaiticus, and the Codex Alexandrinus. 3 complete copies of Old and New Testament. In the 5th century, in Ethiopia, was discovered the Garima Gospels, written in the Ge'ez language, which was written in 494. From the 7th century, we have the Cuthbert Gospel from England. It was the Gospel of John, written by Cuthbert, who died in 687. From the 8th century, we have a copy of the Psalms, a Psalter, written in Latin. It was discovered in a bog in Ireland in 2006. In Aachen, Germany, there are copies of the Gospels, the Ada Gospels and the Liuthar Gospels, which were both written about the 9th and 10th century and are kept in the Aachen Cathedral. So there have been many, many more. Over 25,000 manuscripts, written copies of the Old and New Testament that have been discovered. And so they're all basically the same as what we have today. So from the evidence, the Bible has not been changed. The Bible of Jesus' day, the Old Testament, the Bible of Muhammad's day, the law and the Gospels, the Old and New Testaments, are the same as the Bible that we have today.